for me, can say the fight is on. The fight is on. The fight between the New Patriotic Party, the one and only, the contender, the contestant, everything, Mr. Afenyo-Markins, the minority leader, versus the undisputed, unquenchable, concrete Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the MP for North Congo. Now, yesterday in Parliament, but it's for me no say, we are getting more details about Monday part 2. Now, there is a video of what really transpired, because on social media, people say Afenyo-Markins the winning here. On social media, so I'm for say Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, he treated Afenyo-Markins like a small boy. Now there's a video because that part and as a air trend. But for those of you who didn't know what really went on yesterday, a year which happened to be the first of a year, December, 31st of January 2025, 31st of January 2025. The Minister of Foreign Affairs designate Okudzeto Ablakwa okon vetting and okushia the undisputed Afenyo-Markins. And in fact, baby a shocking Ghana for say Afenyo-Markins bisa question. I didn't now say yes, President Akufo-Addo Nimba no for state land. I didn't be also exposing Crawford. Why are you going to people's matters? And you, what do you have? You are not a saint. And when Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa say, let me pull out this document. Makwa search about who Afenyo-Markins, about what dying anyone say it will be need, but it is messy. You watch a video very soon, just a second. But then we want you to look at this. Indra Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa or call Parliament, he went prepared. Look at this very well. He went prepared. So he was holding on the briefcase and a coin. Because when you say NPP form, they didn't come to joke, and then perhaps they are seeking retribution because they want to pay back. Into Shaha or say vetting of Okudzeto Ablakwa, Minister designate for Foreign Affairs ongoing. It's gonna be a long day, I suspect. The suitcase says it all. The suitcase and the Google form says it all. In fact, it even went to the extent that TV3 even had to capture all the pictures and say, hey, and then they be fear. Shall I say? Or see when the prepared means the opportunity. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa suitcases for his vetting processes with the appointments committee. And therefore, what really happened? The banter between the undisputed Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa and also the firebrand.
As far as you are concerned, that simple property, as you've described it, in your constituency, is the only property you own, correct? Or you own some other properties?
Mr. Chairman, I think the Vice Chairman is engaging Mr. Chairman, so. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'll need your guidance on that question on the properties I own. Because I've declared my assets, so if you want to get a copy of my asset declaration from the Auditor General, but Chairman, I leave it in your hands.
Referring to the Assets Declaration Act, it is for a stated reason that you file it and the envelope is not even open. So in that vein, I would disallow the question.
Okay, Chairman. So let me get clarity. So on this table, what you are saying is that the nominee is not obliged to disclose the properties that he has. I mean, just so that I'm guided. If you're saying that a nominee getting into public service, who is a public-spirited individual, who gathers information as to what people own in public life, how politicians live their lives, in this case, he's not obliged to disclose. I'm fine. That's okay.
Let's do what the law requires from us. The law requires that you file your asset declaration.
Man, I'm not talking about the law. I never went into asset declaration. I asked a very simple question. He said at the Airport Hills, based on the information here, he says that he's a tenant at Airport Hills. He's lived there as a tenant for 8 years. Then he himself disclosed that people have been making all manner of propaganda. He owns this, he owns that. However, in his constituency, just as I do. He has a simple house, and that simple house has 4-bedroom, no boys' quarters, no swimming pool. I have a swimming pool in Winneba. In fact, I have 2. My beachfront and my White House. I have 2 big swimming pools. I have them. I have a boys' quarters, yes, and I have had them for years, which is different from you. Yeah. Well, the fact. So I want to know from you whether you have other properties.
His disclosure clearly is a voluntary disclosure, but what you are seeking to do is for him to disclose his assets publicly. The law says that you declare it, they keep the envelope, they don't even open it. As to whether that is right or not, that is apparently the law.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I've placed on record that I am happy for the committee to engage with the Auditor General to have a copy of my asset declaration, if you so wish. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but I can state on the record that I have never purchased a government land, if that is what is of interest to the minority leader. I've never bought a government land, if that is, or a public land or a state land, if that is where he's headed.
So therefore, that was what we really saw. In fact, there are more snippets of it. Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa really did face off with even Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa even went as far as pulling the receipts, pulling the receipts of Afenyo-Markins. In fact, say if you are talking about lands, then I'll be very happy. Say I'll really go into lands. In fact, it's also could pull a stance. Okay, but I am if also the other let's go and see what you also have. If you also have a state capital, to the extent say Afenyo-Markins can say, hey, son never con the DNA Okudzeto Ablakwa should declare everything that he has against him. Afenyo-Markins, I will say no. Maybe I don't know code the Enyansen Peter. In fact, in Sunday Yami Buechna, I need that for say more AP. So that is exactly what really happened. It's for my own who are doing who you think won this whole thing. Yeah, bet so.